Recognize some of our council members who are with us. We have Councilmember Emma Curtis with us, Councilmember Denise Gray, and Councilmember Amy Beasley is here. And have I missed any council members? Thank you for coming. I also want to introduce a few folks. Fayette County Public Schools Director of Transportation, Darren Morris. Thank you for joining us.
Okay.
We appreciate
Good afternoon, everyone.
And we also have representatives
us.
of our city
Here we
departments.
are.
I would say and greatest, but just the latest.
Just the latest,
Okay.
yes, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you, Mayor Gordon. Good afternoon, everyone. And really, you wouldn't know it by looking outside right now, but Lexington is currently under a winter storm watch. This will become a winter storm warning, and that's been issued for starting at 7 p.m. this evening, Monday, February 10th, and that'll run until 7 a.m. Wednesday, February 12th. We expect the snow to start here around 3 a.m. I would say give or take an hour on that. Morning commuters will be impacted, and the snow we're going to have is going to be heavy and wet. I like just to refer to it as good snowball snow. Bursts of snow may also cause some visibility to be poor, and that travel could be dangerous. Really focusing on the I-64 east-west corridor and parts of I-75. Again, with that visibility loss and the hazardous travel conditions. So again, if you must travel, allow substantially more time to get to your destination. Slow down. I'll say it again, slow down. And increase distance between vehicles. We expect accumulations here in Lexington area to be 3 to 5 inches, best case 4 inches, worst case 6 inches. And I'm sure the question of sleet or freezing rain will come up, but we're just expecting maybe a 20-minute time frame of that sleet. Following the snowstorm, we don't expect really any single-digit or below zero temperatures. So again, this is going to be a heavy, wet snow, and if you're out to shovel, got a cardiac condition or a heart condition, please consider using a younger member of the community to help you out with that. Finally, Wednesday, we're looking at some rain. That rain will begin February 12th around noon, 1 o'clock, and that'll continue throughout the day and into the evening. Looking at a ½ inch to an inch on that. And then this weekend, they're expecting actually 2 more systems to come in, probably around Saturday. I really don't have firm numbers on it, but aerial flooding could be a real possibility. So just as I've got a little time here at the mic, I thought I'd let you in on that. Our Emergency Operations Center will open at 06 tomorrow morning or 6 a.m. for we civilians. And that's about all I have for you right now. Thank you and be careful.
Thank you very much, Rob. Appreciate all that information. Next, I want us to hear from the Director of Transportation for Fayette County Public Schools, Darren Morris. I want to thank Darren for being here. He was a member of our after action meeting with the school system, and I appreciate his work to continue strengthening our communications and our operations with the school system during hazardous weather. So, Darren, the podium is yours. And this you go.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate the opportunity to coordinate and collaborate with the government and the local government. One of the things that came out of our meeting that we had previously was in regards to communication. We have done some things a little differently than we had done in the past. But part of that communication was being able to work with the Emergency Operations Center. So we've made adjustments, and we'll have somebody at the transportation terminal that our road crews can report back to as we get intelligence on the highways and things. We tend to go out about 2 in the morning, start checking roads, and we'll be out looking at those and observing what's going on. We're looking for accumulations, the road conditions, the frequency of the snow, how impactful that is. And we'll report that back into that office. Our person in charge at the office will be communicating with LFUCG, and we'll also be looking at the forecast and working with the National Weather Service to make a decision about school. It's our hope to make decisions by 5 a.m. to give families enough time to make arrangements. But those decisions could, come earlier depending upon what the weather does. I want to remind families that when we have school and we have cold conditions and we get precipitation and accumulation, just address your children in layers. Layers are very beneficial to keeping the children warm, especially when they're standing at the bus stops. And if you can get an outer layer that's a water repellent of some kind, that typically helps too, because it keeps the precipitation from absorbing into their clothes. Once again, if families have questions or need information, if we're in school and we're running school buses at any point in time, they can call our terminals. The Miles Point Terminal dispatch number is 422-0283, and the Liberty Road Terminal dispatch number is 422-0722. We'll have people at the telephones that can answer calls, and we'll do our best to provide an excellent experience through the conditions, whatever they are, for families. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Darren. Appreciate it. Now let's welcome our Director of Streets and Roads, Rob Allen, to the podium. He already has crews out pre-treating, and he'll kind of give you some updates. Rob, welcome.
Thank you, Mayor. As the Mayor mentioned, we started pre-treating roads within the snow plan this morning with the combination of salt brine and beat heat. A full on-call shift will report this evening at midnight, and our contract partners that take care of the arterial roads have been notified, and they will be coming in. We also have, as the Mayor mentioned before, the extra plows and crews from Parks Maintenance are up and ready to help us as needed. And then, of course, we have an ample supply of rock salt and beat heat, and we've actually ordered more in anticipation of what we would use in this event. And as Director Larkin mentioned, the temperatures are going to be hovering around freezing. That's going to give us a big boost. We hope that this is here and gone within a couple days, and that it transitions on the backside to more of a rain event. That will help us. There's very little ice or sleet associated with this storm for now, so hopefully that'll hold true. Hopefully that'll be a lot easier. Salt and salt brine and beat heat will be very effective at these temperatures.
Thank you very much, Rob. At this time, I'd like to invite Chief Lawrence Weathers, our police chief, to the podium. Chief?
Good afternoon, everyone. The Lexington Police Department stands ready to adjust staffing levels as needed to provide adequate law enforcement coverage for the city of Lexington. We have prepared our specialized traffic units, our traffic control units and traffic control equipment should they need to be deployed. The most significant action that you can take to avoid having issues on the roadway during the winter storm is to stay off the roadways. But if you can't, and if you must travel on the roadways during the winter weather, please reduce your speed and increase your following distance and increase your stopping distance. Your vehicle should have a full fuel tank and be well stocked with emergency supplies should you become stranded. Although we don't anticipate any of the emergency snow routes being activated during this storm, if you do park on a snow emergency route, consider parking in an alternate location if you can, or be prepared to move your vehicle if parking does become restricted. And also, if you park on a street where snow removal may occur, it is possible your vehicle may be impacted. So if you can, consider parking in another location. Some of the items you should have in your vehicle should include, but not limited to, extra warm clothing and blankets for everyone in your vehicle, water and food, any needed medications, an ice scraper and a shovel, and a phone charger. If you want to know about the road conditions or any other information, please see the city's website and access the traffic cameras for any updates you might need. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief. I'm glad you mentioned sidewalks. Private property owners should get out and try to clear the sidewalks. And now I'd like for us to hear from Fire Chief Jason Wells. Welcome, Chief.
Thank you, Mayor, and good afternoon. I think it's probably fair to say that the conditions that we are likely to encounter could be messy, and I think that's probably the best word for what we may see with the temperatures around freezing and the snow/rain that we're likely to have. So we're trying to make preparations for both potentially bad winter weather, but then the flooding or heavy rain that may come after. So we have made preparations by ensuring adequate staffing is available and established callback lists if we need them. We do have our technical swiftwater team, which is prepared for possible deployment anywhere in Fayette County. We do have some office personnel who are available to step up and take lower acuity calls if the call capacity or the calls overwhelm our capacity. With the possibility of flooding, I want to emphasize, turn around, don't drown. It only takes a couple of inches of water for a small vehicle to become stranded. So please do not try to drive through water, particularly if you don't know the depth of it. And obviously with these storms, there's also the possibility of downed power lines. We want to ensure that you stay away from those. And finally, with any of these events, it becomes increasingly important that we take care of one another, that we watch out for our neighbors, check in on the elderly, take care of your pets, and just generally be a good neighbor in these times. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chief Wells. And snow and cold, as you know, are especially difficult for our homeless population. And so I'd like to call on our homeless prevention manager, Jeff Herron, to give us a little update. Jeff? Where are you, Jeff?
Right here.
You're right behind me.
Thank you. Good afternoon. The Office of Homelessness Prevention and Intervention activated its emergency winter weather plan yesterday, running through tomorrow, Tuesday, February 11th. We will continue to extend that plan and its activation as appropriate. Under this plan, outreach teams have been in the community checking on unsheltered persons, facilitating access to emergency shelter, and distributing needed supplies. Additionally, under this plan, our emergency shelters are operating overflow beds and relaxing programmatic and behavioral suspensions for persons previously restricted from shelter. The LFUCG Office of Homelessness Prevention and Intervention, along with participating supportive service providers, also continues to operate its winter shelter program, placing individuals into that program as spaces become available. If you see someone who may be in need of shelter, definitely feel free to reach out. During daytime hours, you can contact Lex Call at 311 to be connected to the Office of Homelessness Prevention and Intervention. After hours, you can reach Hope Center Street Outreach Team at 859-551-8053 or 859-556-1870. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jeff. Now, last but not least by any means is Commissioner Chris Ford. And Chris has all of our general services, which includes parks and fleet. So it includes other things like all the city buildings. And so I'd like to ask Chris to give a little update. Welcome.
Good afternoon. Our Division of Fleet Services stands ready and prepared to help our city in this winter weather response. Beginning tonight at midnight, we will be operating rotating 12-hour shifts. We have a direct line of communication with Rob and his team at Streets and Roads, and we look forward to supporting all of our public works outfits as well as our first responders. Secondly, in regards to our downtown campus, we are going to continue to prepare to make sure that our government facilities, particularly the downtown campus, the 100 and 200 block of Main Street, where we are now, and the 100 block of Vine Street, the Phoenix building, are accessible with clear parking lots, crosswalks, so our employees and visitors can access their workstations when the time is right and safe. And the last but not least has been mentioned, one of the changes that we're making, and we're very glad to be able to play a role in this, is that our parks maintenance team is going to be supporting our Streets and Roads deployment in snow removal. We're very thankful again to Rob and his team for allowing us to have the training needed to get out and support. So what that will do, however, is it will mean that our parks facilities temporarily will take a secondary priority to helping our community clear our streets and roads. We know under the mayor's leadership, as well as the coordinated team here, there's a lot of other priorities, including making sure everyone stays safe throughout the storm, that we can get our education system going again. Folks have clear access through the roadways to health care, business and commerce, and surely recreation and leisure will be restored at the appropriate time. That's our updates from General Services, Mayor, and we look forward to supporting the response.
Great, thank you very much. Appreciate you. All right, I really want to thank you, Chris, very much, and emphasize the comments of my colleagues. And it's going to be messy. It's going to probably be during rush hour in the morning. And be sure and check in on your neighbors. And I want to repeat what Chief Weathers, I think you talked about, the website. Be sure to look on the website, lexingtonky.gov, for updates, which we keep the snow updates there, and we put it on all our social media. And so, you know, just keep apprised of the latest information. And we have a lot of folks up here who can answer questions if you have any questions. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Following the last winter storm, there was a little bit of concern. Do you just have an overall message for the city on just reassuring people that you're doing everything you can to keep this?
Well, I would say we have, after our joint meeting with Dr. Liggins from the Fayette County Public Schools and his team, we had some things that we've already implemented that I think will make communications better. And of course, we've added new plows and spreaders and some more person power on the trucks. And I just want people to be careful. If they have to get out to work, you know, drive slower than you usually do and look out for people. It will be pretty messy. And, you know, if you are a property owner, when you can get to it this next day or two, clear your walks so people who are walking can get out and walk. So we're working together, we're working hard, and we're pretty confident we can maneuver in this snow and get what needs done. So I think it'll be something that's not long-lived, we hope, right, Rob? Short-lived. What else?
How many plows did you have before you added the additional 5?
That's a Rob Allen question, before we added the new ones.
Of course, that varies with maintenance. Generally, we ran about 40 plows per shift. The parks maintenance folks, they're about a half-ton or 1-ton plows. They're not as big as our other trucks, but they're pretty nimble to help us with neighborhood routes.
And I know maybe you could speak to this. I know there was a lot of concern last time, especially waste management too. Are they here today?
No, they're not here today.
Yeah.
They're out collecting the garbage.
The folks were concerned last time the plows would push snow to block in driveways or mailboxes or trash cans. How are we avoiding that this time?
Well, as the mayor said, on lexingtonky.gov, if you go to the snow and ice control plan, there's a diagram to show you how to shovel away from your driveway so you don't get blocked in. That's a great spot for your cans. Luckily, the timing is going to work out for us as far as collection goes. They will collect on Tuesday during the storm, actually, and then Wednesday is an off day for them, and hopefully the weather will take care of the majority of that. And we will be focusing on Thursday collection routes and Friday if needed.
So just to clarify, the folks, your individual home, you need to shovel the end of your driveway even if the plows have pushed snow against it?
Well, typically, to prevent that, you would shovel to the left of your driveway, the width of your driveway. In that bare spot, the plow does not carry the snow in front of the driveway and then picks it up again as they go. I know, not fun, but that's the only way to prevent it, so.
I appreciate that.
It's a real subtlety. And if I recall, Rob, if for some reason the folks who do get garbage and recycling pick up tomorrow, if something happens that they aren't picked up, they'll get picked up on Wednesday. Is that correct, or Thursday?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
getting the yes.
Yeah, so just leave your cans out, your E's. We call them the E's, if that makes sense. And I think you plowed, how many miles last time? Was it 70?
We plowed about an extra 180
Yeah.
miles. Oh, sorry.
Come on.
Extra 180 miles for trash and school bus routes last time. So we typically partner up with them early in the morning. Their operations manager talks to our operations manager, and if the drivers encounter any problem areas, we send a truck out immediately to address it.
Those additional 5 plows, will that kind of take over that extra mileage you had last time?
Yeah.
Will that help offset it?
Well, if needed. So, the big thing was the ice really inhibited us for treating the neighborhood roads. And so hopefully we'll be able to knock that off in a timely fashion. And as I said, Mother Nature's going to give us a pretty good boost. So.
What else? Any other questions? All right, thank you all very much. Have a safe day tomorrow.